Hey guys, and welcome back to Pure Heart. Chris here, as usual, back yet with another album review. First of all, I just want to wish you guys a happy Thanksgiving. Hope you guys are thankful for today and thankful for not only what God has given you just for this day as we feast on this really good food, but also a thankfulness for what God has done for us in our own lives every single day. I know I am. And honestly, let's get into that welcome homeness with the album review I have for you guys today, which is Welcome Home by CTZN Worship. Now, this is CTZN Worship's first ever album. They're part of a church out of New Mexico called CTZN Church, and this is basically the culmination, I think, since 2017. They've been working on this album, and so here we are. And for an album of this also being the first one, this is a okay album. I know many of you guys will be like, what, Chris, what? You just think that this is an okay album? It's like, well, yes, honestly, I hate saying a lot of negative things, but honestly, there might be a few negative things said in this video that's just like, don't really feel more or less comfortable of saying, because, you know, they're doing this for a good reason. However, get in the way of one mindset of, you know, doing this really great and for the glory of God, and that's honestly amazing. But also you have to take it also from the artist aspect of, is this necessarily, you know, a great album per se? It's just okay. Honestly, at the end of the day, hearing this album, nothing really truly kind of changed, you know. The great thing about this album is that it really does, at least they try their best to nail down this theme of what the title track is, Welcome Home, and it's basically saying, hey, if you're a new believer, welcome to Jesus, okay? It doesn't matter about your past circumstances, yay, woohoo, and that's great, you know, for you know, welcoming new believers. And that's honestly great. That's why I say, you know, this has really great motivation behind it. However, it really does kind of sound like that this is an album for really new believers. Whenever I first listened to this album, I was like, is this a youth band? And I can understand, you know, where they're coming from, where it's just like, yeah, we want you guys to listen to this, not only on Sunday, but also in the car. And that's great. But there's a way to do it that, you know, is a little bit better per se. Not saying that this whole track is like the worst album I've ever listened to. It's not. It's not. It's just, there's nothing that really stands out about this album. I know I'm probably saying a lot of harsh things about this album, but it's just, there's nothing that, you know, makes me want to tell someone about this album, you know? It's just like, there's way better albums out there that talks about, you know, this new faith that we have in Jesus. And the title track of this album, which is called Welcome Home, is a really good song, but it doesn't really stand out. It's like, it's just, it's, this whole album, one good thing about this album is that it's really produced really good. There's just nothing that, like, there's nothing that makes me excited about this, if I'm a new believer, about this newfound faith into Jesus, because it's like, oh, okay, cool, and I mean, maybe you guys may see differently from my viewpoints, but the rendition of Turning Your Eyes Upon Jesus, they change a few things in there, and it doesn't really add anything to the song. And if you guys know me, then you know I would prefer someone to add something, to really add something to the song. The only thing that they really add that makes it like, oh, okay, this is kind of cool, is really the poppy really sounds to it. And the reason why I say it kind of sounds like a youth band is not only with the new believer lyrics per se, but also with the like popish music that you hear. And for me, that's good, but just don't do it for every single song that you have it. You know, do it for certain songs. And I understand, again, that they're trying to reach for a brighter audience. And obviously this is their first album, so obviously there's going to be a lot of mistakes made in this album. And so overall, I would have to give this album a 2.5 out of 5 praise hands. An album, at the end of the day, is not necessarily a bad album, it's just a good album. Nothing that really, you know, adds anything. But hey, if you are a new believer, then you may love this album. But hey, if you guys would, don't forget to like. If you guys also would, don't forget to comment what you guys want me to review. And hey, don't forget to subscribe to Pure Heart. And guess what? You are loved. Boom. Bye.